Do you know that emotional abuse is a significant risk factor for getting suicidal thoughts? Studies show that individuals who experience emotional abuse are 3.5 times more likely to attempt suicide. Is it not scary? The problem is, emotional abuse is not that easy to recognize or even understand because emotional abuse is very subtle. Also, most of the people lack knowledge about emotional abuse, its signs, and its long lasting effects. Physical abuse is easy to find out because the victim will have bruises, cuts, wounds, etc. Whereas in the case of emotional abuse, no such visible scars will be there. The scars will be invisible, deep rooted, and psychological. Today, we are diving deep into the dark world of emotional abuse. So, stick around for some eye opening insights as I will be covering some important points towards the end. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel as your subscription would help us to spread awareness about emotional abuse. Also, please share this video to as many people as possible so that it reaches those who are experiencing this form of abuse and may be needing some sort of help. Now, in this video, you will learn why is it difficult to identify emotional abuse, what is emotional abuse, and what is the feeling of entitlement. Hi, I am Mallika Murali, a mindset growth coach. I specialize in helping emotional abuse survivors break through their mindset blocks, realize their full potential, and achieve real growth. My mission is to help you take control of your life and create a future full of hope and possibility. Now, let's see why it is difficult to identify. Reason number one, in emotionally abusive relationships, the abusers are not going to have any unique identity for you to identify so easily. They may be looking as normal as we are. They may be highly educated, they may have good social status, they may be wealthy, they may be holding high positions, etc. And they may even be functioning very normal in public. Reason number two, even for the real victims, it may be difficult to identify unless they have clear understanding and knowledge about emotional abuse. They may be thinking they have some marriage problems, communication problems, marriage conflict, and so on. They may try to fix it, make it work, but they will not be able to identify that they are being abused. They may be able to sense some kind of abnormality, but they may not know that it is an abuse. If you are able to resonate with me, type me in the comment. Reason number three, the emotionally abusive persons normally take the lead. They start complaining of being abused. They may be projecting themselves as the victim, making the real victim to start feeling guilty. This will make the victim doubt themselves, and the victims may even start wondering, am I abusive? Am I the one who is abusing? A real tricky situation, right? How many of you were in this kind of a situation? If you are one of them, type tricky in the comment. Number four, emotional abuse is like a slow poison. It impacts the psychological and emotional health of the victim slowly but steadily. Unless the victims put together all the experiences and try to comprehend in a holistic way and also have sufficient knowledge about emotional abuse, it's very, very unlikely that they will recognize it. Number five, the victims may want to continue in this abusive relationship for various reasons. Like they don't want to lose the benefits like the financial status, the social status, not wanting to single parent their child due to cultural conditioning, and so on. So they may not be inclined to classify it as an abuse and may want to carry on with their life till it reaches a threshold. Now, let's dive deep into what is emotional abuse. Like I told you, it's very subtle. The abuser will start criticizing the victim's actions, decisions, their qualities, their habits, everything, making the victim feel small. You may be wondering what's the big deal? Maybe once in a while in a friendly way. That happens in every household. We shouldn't be calling someone as an abuser for such things. That's exactly what the victim also will feel initially. They will start taking it light, start getting accustomed to it externally while getting hurt internally. Have you experienced this? Share your experience in the comment. Number two, they will start isolating the victims from their family and friends. They will not allow them to talk to them or go meet them or interact with them in any way to ensure that the victim is solely dependent on the abuser. They may even take control of their finances and try to make them financially dependent on the abuser. Only if the victim is dependent on them, they will have absolute control over them. This again, they'll do it in a very subtle way, not very explicitly. They may even tell some very touching reasons to prevent you from interacting with your people or prevent you from trying to be financially independent. They may even say that by doing this, they are doing good to you. And number three, the abusers will try to control the victim's actions, decisions, and even opinions. The funniest thing here is the victims are not entitled to have an opinion of their own. The emotionally abusive persons generally think that their views are the world's views. So if you have a different view, then you are wrong. They have all or nothing attitude. For them, everything is discrete, either 0 or 1, black or white, good or bad, right or wrong. They do not know the concept of continuum. Number four, emotionally abusive people shift the blame on their victims for their own actions. If the victim points out or asks why they are yelling at them, calling them names, or shouting, the abusers might tell that because the victim did something or said something which is not acceptable, that's why they yelled. Like they will make the victim responsible for their wrongdoings. They won't even feel guilty or won't even apologize. Now, we are coming to the most important section where we will see why they do this and what's the feeling of entitlement. Emotionally abusive people feel entitled for everything. They think they are special, they are superior to others, they think they deserve special treatment, they think others are there to serve their needs. They have such an inflated self that they think the whole world revolves for them and around them. But these signs are not easy to identify. It's not that straightforward. Many non abusers may have one or two of these signs. So we cannot conclude so easily that a person is an abuser. And in the same way, in the way they behave in public, they will look very normal. They won't look or present themselves like an abuser at all. That throws a big challenge to identify. Even if the victims go out and tell that they are being abused, people will not be able to validate their experiences because of their good, nice experience with the same abuser. This is because the abusers will not abuse everyone. They'll only try to abuse or control people who are very close to them, like intimate partner, children, parents, close friends, or subordinates in the workplace. This is the most important reason why it's not so straightforward to identify. If you are one of those survivors, or if you have a loved one who is a survivor, share your stories or thoughts in the comment. If you want to have a personalized one-to-one conversation to get more knowledge, please click on the link given in the description to book a one-to-one session with me. See you in the session.